Rose-colored glasses, take one.
Hi, I'm Dana,
And I'm Angel.
and you're watching Rose-Colored Glasses with Lord and Lady Logan.
In a world where people are quick to talk about the things they dislike, we want to keep it positive. So we'll be individually and collectively telling you about all the things we do like.
We hope you enjoy the show.
And if you do, please hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, and come back again. Hi everyone, I'm Angel Logan, and thank you for joining me today on Rose-Colored Glasses with Lord and Lady Logan. Some of the simplest tasks on your computer can seem daunting if you've never done them before or very often. Not to mention, when your computer does those regular automatic updates to your operating system or other software, the layout that you're accustomed to seeing might change and create confusion. I know for me, it was a little bit of an adjustment transitioning from Windows 7 to Windows 10 because I was so used to how Windows 7 looked and felt that I wasn't initially fond of the changes in the updated version. Plus, I'm not always so great when certain changes occur before I'm ready. I know a few other people who have felt the same way. The thing is, everyone with a computer needs their device for varying reasons, from personal to professional use, and every individual is at a different level of experience. So for those who have very basic needs, it can be a little frustrating when trying to navigate their computers after certain layout changes. Today, I'm going to share just a few simple steps and tips that might make getting around your PC a little easier and safer. Now, before we begin, I have a tip for you. I know how convenient it is to log on without having to use your username and password every time. However, every so often, it's really good to purge some of the junk off of your computer, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And this purging will help to make your device run more smoothly while leaving you a little less vulnerable to hackers. In order to do this, you'll need to log into the accounts that you visit regularly, such as your email, social media, blog, puzzles, and games, or the sites where you shop the most, with your login credentials at least once after you clean up your computer. It's always safe to use different passwords for each account, and although I actually remember most of mine, occasionally I might have a momentary brain freeze and I'll need to look it up. Let's face it, unless you happen to have a photographic memory, chances are you won't remember all of your passwords, which is the reason it's very convenient for many people to store their passwords online and not have to put their credentials in every time. Personally, I've never been a fan of storing sensitive information like that online, such as your passwords. But if you're going to do it, you should at least keep a small notebook, maybe one of those little handheld sizes, that you can keep in a safe place with a list of all of your online accounts, usernames, and passwords. This way, when you clean up the junk on your computer, whether it's daily, like me, weekly, or monthly, like many other people, you'll have that information readily available to log back in again with a computer that is safer and faster. Also, it's a great idea to write down the date next to your passwords to show which ones are current in case you change one. Some people scratch out old passwords, but I suggest keeping it with an EXP next to it in parentheses, which represents expired. This way you'll know that it's no longer active. Also, sometimes when you forget a password and you can't log in, that particular site might ask you what your most recent password was. If you have it handy, then you can just look it up in your little notebook. And if you've changed your password because of a security breach, it's good to keep track of the old passwords so you'll know not to use them again on that particular account. Okay, so I'm a Windows girl, and that means everything that I'm going to show you will be applicable to Windows 10 users. This is your desktop right here, and you see my arrow, it's purple. I made my arrow purple, but most people have a white arrow or a white hand or a blinking line. Now I added a little effect to my cursor, my arrow, so it has this little trailing effect. It just makes it a little more visible, and the purple makes me happy. The most important place on your computer, I believe, is your start button, which is right down in this left corner, on the bottom left corner. Traditionally, with earlier versions of the Windows software, the start button was clearly labeled Start, but now it's just the Windows logo. And if you put your arrow over, it highlights, or if you move your arrow off, it's white. And it looks kind of like a window with 4 little window panes, and it's at a little bit of an angle. Now, if you put your arrow right over it and just kind of hover over it, you'll see a little white box that comes up that says the word Start. And that helps you to know that that's the Start button. So, if we hit the Start button, this is what you see. This whole window opens up. Another purple one for me because, as you all know, I love purple. Now, on this side, you'll see all of these little squares. And these are just little shortcuts to lead to the programs that you use the most. And what you can do is when you have a program that you like, you can pin it to Start because this is the Start box. And you'll be able to find what you're looking for more easily here. But we're going to focus on this side right here. This list, and mine's a long list. Some people have a short list, some have a long list. This is where everything is on your computer, all of your programs or apps. And it's in alphabetical order, A through Z. So if you scroll down and you look at everything on here, like under I, you see iTunes. If we scroll down to W, I use Microsoft Word. Under W, here's Word. And all you have to do is click on it and it will open up the Word software. If you use Google Chrome for your browser, if you go to G, you'll see Google Chrome with its little round icon, its little symbol that represents Google Chrome. Now, if you're like me, maybe you really don't want to go in and have to scroll up and down every time you want to find one of your apps to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arrow right over Google Chrome, and we're going to right-click once. And then we're going to go down to More. And when you see Pin to Taskbar, just hit Pin to Taskbar. And just like that, the Google symbol pops up on your taskbar. Remember, this is your taskbar. Okay? And this is where all those tasks are that you like to go to the most. So when we pin something here, it makes it so much easier because you don't have to go to your Start button. When you turn on your computer and that picture comes up on your desktop, all you have to do is look down here on your taskbar for the things that you usually go to the most. And I have my File Explorer here, my Word, and here's my Google Chrome. So if we click on Google Chrome, it opens up right to my website. And it's that simple. Now, perhaps you want to find a document or some of the photos that you put on your computer from your phone or your camera, but you don't know where to find the File Explorer. That can be frustrating. So what you want to do is hit your start button. And then when you see your list of items here, you're going to scroll all the way down to W. And when you see W, you go down to a folder, a yellow folder that says Windows System, and click on that little arrow. And then when you click on the arrow, underneath you'll see Command Prompt, Control Panel, and File Explorer. So once you have it here, highlight it, right-click once, and that box opens up, and you can pin to start so that it ends up here with all of your other icons. Or you can go down to More. Again, don't click on the More, just put your arrow over it, and then you'll see Pin to Taskbar. Mine says Unpin to Taskbar, so we're going to unpin it. And we're going to go into Windows System again. We're going to highlight the File Explorer. We're going to right-click one time, and then we're going to go to More and hit Pin to Taskbar. Now the File Explorer, which looks like a file folder, is down on this taskbar, and you don't have to do anything else to find it. So when you turn on your computer, you don't have to hit the start button. You just look down here on your taskbar, and here's your Google Chrome, and here's your File Explorer. So what happens when we hit File Explorer? This box opens up, and you see right in this big section here, your desktop. And if you click on that, it'll show a list of all of these things that are already on there, all those little symbols. Your download folder, all the different things that you've downloaded, your documents, any kind of documents that you put on your computer that maybe you did in Word, and then your pictures. Okay, so we're back to our desktop, and I've plugged my digital camera into my laptop, into the USB port. And this is typically what you would do if you wanted to get pictures from your phone or from your digital camera, is plug it into the USB port of your desktop computer or your laptop, and then get your pictures. But now what do you do? And that happens to a lot of people. We ask ourselves, what do we do next? It can be a little confusing to know where to find the pictures and then how to get them onto your computer. So we're going to do something really simple. We're going to go down to the File Explorer. Remember the File Explorer? We pinned it to the taskbar here. We're going to click on that yellow folder, and when the File Explorer opens up, we're going to look over here on the left side. Now, anything that you plug into your computer is going to show up over here. If you have an iPhone, typically it's either going to say iPhone or Apple. And if you have a smartphone, maybe it'll say phone, or it'll say the manufacturer of your phone, like Galaxy, Samsung. And the other thing you might see is simply USB drive. Mine says USB drive. It doesn't say the actual name of my camera. It just says USB drive because I've plugged something in. So if you have an iPhone, you'll click on Apple or iPhone. If you have something else and it just says USB drive, we're going to click on USB drive. Okay, so when I'm going to click on the USB drive, remember, if you have an iPhone, you're going to look for iPhone or Apple, and that's what you'll click on. And if you have a smartphone, it's either going to say phone, or maybe it'll say Galaxy or Samsung or whatever the manufacturer is of your phone. Or it might just say USB drive because you've plugged something into it. I'm going to click on USB drive. And now what's opened up on this side is a folder. Now, if you're doing this from your phone, you're going to see multiple folders because your phones have a lot more components and apps and so forth on it. My camera just has this folder for the camera images. What you're looking for is a folder, whether it's on a digital camera or your iPhone or your smartphone. The name of the folder is the same on all of it, which makes this easy. DCIM. What that stands for is Digital Camera Images. You're going to click on that folder, double click on it, and that will take you to all of your photos. Now in my case, I have a couple of folders inside of mine, so I'm just going to click on one of them. And usually when you're opening up these folders, you need to double click, left double click. So let me just pick something. Okay, so here's some rabbits. We get a lot of bunny rabbits at our house in the summertime and also in the winter. So now we want to save that picture. What I want to do is take the arrow, the cursor, and just put it over the picture, but we don't want to click on it yet. You want to put it over the picture that you want to save onto your computer. And you'll notice that it's highlighted. If I move it off of it, it goes back to normal. If I put the arrow over it, highlights it. And when it highlights it, you'll see a little white box up in the left upper corner. You want to click once on that little white box, and then it's now highlighted. So then you want to look up at the top. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can see the words move to under a yellow folder or copy to under a yellow folder. And you want to click on copy to. Then a little drop down menu is going to appear and you'll see the word documents, pictures, desktop, downloads. You're going to see a whole list of things. And this just tells you all your options of where you can copy the picture to. What I'm going to do to make it simple is I'm going to copy it to my desktop. This is your desktop, the page that you open up after you've booted up your computer every day. So I'm going to click on desktop and watch what happens. The picture has now appeared on my desktop. Okay, so as you can see, the picture ended up here. You can look at it, you can click on it to print it, or if you're attaching it in an email to send to somebody, because it's on the desktop page, you can go to the desktop on your list when you try to attach it, and you'll find the picture here. But let's say you want to send more than one picture to your computer. So if you click that little box, remember you put the arrow over the picture and you click the box. Well, if you put the arrow over another picture and click the box, now you have two pictures that the boxes are checked. And let's just do a third one. So now there's three pictures you want to send. If you go back up to the top and you hit copy to, that little list is going to show up again to tell you all your options to save your pictures. I'm going to save to my desktop again like I did before. And when I click on desktop, look, those pictures ended up here. Now there are your 4 pictures that you saved to your computer. And now you can do whatever you want to do. You can look at them, you can print them, you can attach them to an email, and you saved them to your desktop. So when you hit the paperclip on the email to attach a document or a picture, you'll know to look in the desktop folder to find the pictures that you saved. And if we just click on one of these pictures, it opens up big and you can see the picture that you saved to your computer. And there's that cute little bunny rabbit that we first did. And if you want to print it, if you go up here, you can see the little print icon and you can click print and you can print it if that's what you'd like to do. And that's it. Okay, so remember when I told you a few minutes ago that we were going to clean up some of the junk on your computer? Now, what I'm talking about are the temporary internet files and the cookies and some of your login information. This information stores on your computer so that when you visit a website, the next time you visit, it'll load up a little bit faster, or the website companies can monitor what your activity is on the internet so they can target advertising toward you. And also, this is kind of a window in for hackers. So it's really good every so often to clean up that information, because also that extra bit of information on your computer slows it down and it doesn't run as efficiently. So what we're going to do, you see my purple arrow here in the sky here? We're going to go down to our taskbar where we pinned the Google Chrome icon. That's right here. So we're going to click on that once, and that opens up the Google Chrome browser. Now, there's a couple of ways to clean up the browsing history from your computer, but I want to tell you how to do it the easiest and fastest way. You take your left hand, put it on the control button to the far left bottom row of your keyboard, take your other finger and hit the shift button, and while still holding those two buttons down, take your right hand and go to the top row of your keyboard over on the right side and hit delete. Clear browsing data. This is where you're going to clean up all the junk. Now, usually, if you've never accessed this before, it's going to be defaulted to the basic cleaning. And you'll see that it's basic because it'll be highlighted with a line underneath. Mine is a light blue with a blue line underneath. And then underneath that, you see time range. And the time range here is last hour. So what that means is it's only going to clean up what you visited in the last hour. That's not a very thorough cleaning. And also, it's only going to clean up a little bit of information: browsing history, cookies, and some cached images. Those are all that are on this side under a basic cleaning. We want something a little more thorough. So I want you to take your arrow and to the right of basic, go over to advanced and click advanced. You'll know that you're in advanced when the line goes underneath it and it highlights. Then under time range, I want you to hit that little arrow to the right until something drops down where you see last hour, last 24 hours, last 7 days, last 4 weeks, and all time. Usually I click all time, and what that means is that when you clean the information off of your computer, it cleans it all the way back to the day you first got the computer. And that's the best type of cleaning, because you're not leaving any bits of information on there that could slow your computer down or make you more vulnerable to hacking. Now, underneath the time range, you'll see a whole list. So you want each of these boxes to be checked. Then all you have to do is hit clear data, and that cleans up all of that information on your computer. It could slow it down. That would enable the website companies to monitor your web activity for their advertising, and the information that might make it easier for a hacker to get into your computer. And when you visit your sites again, you're going to need to log in using your username and your password, at least that time. Then if you want that information to store again, it'll store until you clean up that information the next time. So this is how you keep your computer clean and running efficiently and just a little bit safer. Now, I know these are just small tips to some of those computer gurus out there, but for those of you who have basic needs and minimal experience, hopefully the information that I've shared today will be helpful to you. Remember, it's more than okay to keep things simple to maximize the functionality of your device and to make the process more enjoyable. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I hope that you will visit again to take a look through our rose-colored glasses. Until next time.